Welcome to the Nerd Stalker Weekend Tech here with Adolfo Fronda. That's me right here at Nerd Stalker at A Ferrando, and the co-host extraordinaire.
Greg Valoria, aka Social Greg on Twitter for the Nerd Stalker Media Network. So anyway, good morning. Thanks again for having our weekly tech chats here on Nerd Stalker Tech Week. So
You bet.
appreciate it. And we got some pretty interesting. It looks like it's flight week. Oh no, it's car week or transportation week here.
Is it really?
Okay. Yeah, something I don't know. We got things in the air we're gonna talk about. We have things on the ground we're gonna talk about.
Oh yeah, drone week. It seems like drone week, yeah, or something.
Drone week, yeah. Okay, well let's invite you to talk about the first one. Let's take a deep breath.
All right. Yeah, this one actually takes us slightly somewhere else. So this is on solar itself. So thanks to Dario Borghino of Gizmag for this particular study. The study claims something called, and forgive me if I'm not pronouncing this correctly, perovskite solar cells can recoup the energy cost within 3 months. So this is rather huge. A scientist at Northwestern University in the U.S. Department of Energy found that perovskite cells are one of the most promising solar technology of recent years, can repay their energy costs over 10 times faster than the traditional silicon-based solar cells. The finding confirms that once issued, the related issues related to the cell longevity are ironed out. These particular new cells, because I'll refer to them as that, could soon bring us solar energy on the cheap, and to do so with less impact on the environment over their lifetime. So this is huge, right? Because apparently, solar cells at this point, as stated previously, you don't really get a for sure return on investment or break even for 2 to 3 years, if not longer, potentially. And a 2 to 3 month payback cycle would be massive. Not only that, these particular cells would help reduce the cost of solar cells greatly. So the price would plunge for the cost of whatever particular solar cells, let's say on homes, for example, and then everyone could, you see the benefits there. There are some drawbacks at this point. Apparently, the materials used, they're trying to be as environmentally friendly as possible. That's the goal, is to make it so that there's a cradle to grave, which I haven't heard that term in quite some time. It's refreshing to hear. Type of thought in the design itself of the solar cells would be of much less impact. Apparently, they are experimenting with things like gold and other things which are particularly troublesome for mining and stuff on the environment and the earth itself, obviously, right? So they're trying to look for other solutions to that. Not only that, these new cells are organic in nature, which means that their lifespan could be much, or are currently much shorter, because over anything that's organic that's exposed to the elements over time decomposes, right? So what they're looking to do, and they think they will do eventually, is some sort of coating to prolong the life of this particular cell. The thing is, when you're comparing this versus a traditional solar cells can last from 10 to 20 years, something like that, right? So that's some work they need to do, but it's fairly exciting new technology in the world of renewables, and potentially some could help us out of this CO2 emission nightmare that we've got ourselves in.
Yeah, I'm excited about getting some more rain up here, so maybe that'll help it in about a few years, hopefully.
Yeah, I hope less. Things are going. Okay. What do we got here?
Yes.
Next up on the docket is Facebook. What's up with Facebook?
Let's talk about Facebook. Facebook and hardware. Can you believe it? Let's talk about it here. So anyway, I'm sharing the screen now. You got Facebook's ready to test drones that can deliver internet at 10 gigabytes a second, thanks to Daniel Turdeman of Fast Company. Fast Company is a great place to get a lot of information like this. So anyway, Facebook has reported to say that they built the first full-scale vision of its connectivity drone. So it's we'll take a picture here. Look at here. It's this like V-shaped drone that will deliver 10 gigabytes a second at low orbit. So, the idea is with geostationary satellites, they're about 36,000 kilometers above the Earth, and there's 3 of them, so you could cover the whole Earth, right?
Right.
And with this, they're claiming that they will raise this drone and with a balloon, believe it or not, and bring it up to about 60,000, 90,000 feet above there, and then let it kind of just go on its course for about 90 days. Apparently, it's solar powered.
Wow.
And what I wanted to get your kind of thought on this, and just having a conversation with my tech friend here, is Facebook using this? It isn't about, this is pretty interesting, but I was thinking about the bigger play is Facebook trying to be another Google and get into more of a global brand sense of not just being a social network?
Oh yeah, 100%. I think from day one, they've pretty much been in competition with Google because it looks like a big data play, right? I mean, Facebook's nothing more than a big data play, really, because they find out everything about us, really, from all kinds of stuff, what we're interested in particular, our trends of when we're not feeling well, and all these things, just like Google, in terms of our searches. Like if we do a search on a flu or something like that, they can do trends on that type of thing. So yeah, it is in Facebook's interest to get as much data and as many people online as possible ASAP, because then they can get even more data, and it would just help their bottom line too. However they turn to choose to monetize this. And I've heard of Google doing similar things with these balloons. It's funny you mentioned balloons, because they too actually have an active project similar to this, where they were using balloons, but not this type of B-1 bomber looking stealth thing that you've got on the screen.
Well, yeah, that balloon thing was, I think, even more local delivery, right, where it would hover above a certain area and has a finite coverage, right?
And honestly, I don't recall. I think that might have been for like a wind turbine kind of thing. But I think they were talking about doing something similar with this Wi-Fi type of situation. But but to your point, to your original question, I think for sure this is an answer to some extent, or a strike, if you will, against Google.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're making some money, so let's see what they could do with the extra money, and see how that extra money could help them expand their tentacles out into other areas besides just being the #1 social network in the world, right? So anyway, let's move on to WalkCar.
WalkCar.
Hoverboard. I love this thing.
Yeah, this thing is really neat. So earlier this week, Lexus proved, that they can make a real hoverboard. But it comes with a major catch. We don't have streets that can actually make magnetic levitation possible, right? So if that can't happen, then we have a device called WalkCar that can drive you to work, well, actually you standing on it, and then hide in your backpack while you charge it in your desk for several hours. So it's created by a Japanese company called Coco Motors. The WalkCar is a skateboard-like device that has Segway-like powers. The device can carry an individual of up to 265 pounds at up to 6 miles an hour for distances of about 7 miles. Let's see if I can share this here video real quick, like in my Sherry.
Yeah, there was a couple other Japanese kind of like, this portable power stuff. Yeah. Looking good. Looking good.
Present to everyone.
Yeah. Boom. Yeah, go ahead. From Boy Genius Reports, it looks like.
Go. Boom. So let me shut this thing off. So you can see it looks like almost like a, trackpad for an Apple, right?
That's cool.
And the WalkCar it's made of aluminum, expected to ship in 2016, as you can see. So the gadget needs 3 hours to reach full charge, costs around $800 on Kickstarter, as you see here. And super light, 4 pounds, 6 pounds, depending on indoor and outdoor version. So you just stand on it and you lean back and forth. There's a lot of these type of skateboard type devices, actually similar type of devices currently. If you look at Casey Neistat, he's been popularizing a lot of these type of things that seem to be coming out of China right now. And but interesting how tiny this thing is. I don't know how, in terms of a safety perspective, standing with your feet side to side is not probably the
it's probably no safer than a skateboard, but
ideal.
And we're going to go into that in a little bit, right?
There's something to say about having a 1 foot in front of the other versus just standing like that. But that's just my preference.
I guess I was thinking about that
example, when you're pushing something like this guy, that makes perfect sense. So I don't know. Perhaps it has its place in the world, But kudos to those guys.
Oh yeah, I'd love to see that. Like 30,000 people with one of these things on there.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Thanks for sharing that.
All right, so Greg, we got Elon Musk, and Elon Musk.
Oh man, well, we saw Elon Musk at last week's event there, and that we were at, and he was talking about artificial intelligence, and he's a big proponent of that, as probably everyone has read in the stories who follow Elon Musk. But thanks to Autoblog for this one. I don't follow a lot of auto specific blogs, but the tech and the auto world is now converging, right? So I think that's why we see a lot more of this type of stuff. But anyway, Elon Musk tweeted, I guess someone's like, tracking all his tweets, right? That Tesla's almost ready to release a highway auto steer and parallel auto park software update for the Model S Tesla. So thanks to Sebastian Blanco of Autoblog, the real Autoblog, for this. Apparently, the first autopilot software update was released last October, and they said that they've advanced active safety system, which basically could also change lanes on the highway when the driver signaled over this turn signal. I mean, it's kind of weird stuff, right? I mean, like, really you have, but I guess what it is as Elon has always kind of proposed, is that everything that you do should have a learning system to it. I think that's really what it says. And then AI could then be adapted to that big data of learning and, get used to your habits. I think that's really what, the initial layer of AI really kind of means to you and I, right? With wearable devices or anything like that, or that skateboard that you're going to talk about in a little bit, or that walkboard that you just talked about. So, I think, let me stop sharing here. I think, this is going to be the next update. Potentially will have auto park. It will also learn about cars around you with sensors. I mean, I think what it is, it's your driving habits. But like, if we ever get to that point, let me stop sharing. Like I said,
there was a really interesting video that's been going around the web regarding this, sort of what you just displayed, and it was a robotic fueling station. So it was an arm that looks like a spine that kind of just like, it looks at where your Tesla's parked and it tries to figure out the point and how it's doing that. I don't know. And it just inserts itself, so you don't even have to get out of your car. It's really fun to watch. I suggest you guys go Google it or YouTube it. Search on YouTube for it.
Well, that reminds me of like fueling a plane in air or something like that. That's what it first initially. It's
incredible. Incredible. They can do that.
And dock itself and stuff like that. But air and space is a little bit more difficult to me on the ground, but it's still incredible. I mean, God, totally incredible. But anyway, look to see that in your Tesla S for you 10 million people have Tesla S's out there. So anyway, let's go move forward. Let's move forward. What indie creators? You want to talk about those guys?
Yeah. So let's see. Thanks to Torrent Freak for this one. It just says by Andy. An anti-piracy firm working with Columbia Pictures has hit Vimeo with a wave of bogus copyright takedowns just because people use the word pixels in their video titles. Several indie productions are affected, including an Art Focus NGO, an award-winning short movie, and royalty-free stock footage company. Tens of millions of DMC-style notices are sent to online services every week complaining about copyright infringement, right? While most are accurate, some contain errors. This was a huge one. Some take screwing up to a whole new level. This week, anti-piracy group Ventura International sent a notice to Vimeo in what first appeared to be an effort to stop piracy of the Columbia movie Pixels. Not only did it fail to do that in every way possible, it hit a number of indie creators and filmmakers instead. So as we stated before, an NGO called Mimi was hit because they had a movie entitled Pixels, from 2006, a short video. Let's see. Then, so this is kind of a very heavy-handed approach. Let's see. It took the film. There was a film made in mid 2010. It was a music video for the song "Life Buoy" by the band The Pixels. That was taken down.
Sorry,
Phantom
that's so
Pixels,
incredible to me.
published in 2011. I could go on and on. There's just a ton of these, and it gets worse. What's a hilarious one also was that let's round it down. I could go on. There's a ton of these because, as you can imagine, Pixels is used in a slew of different videos and a slew of different music type of ways, and it was a super heavy-handed approach. And I think that it sort of illustrates the dangers of taking such heavy-handed security measures in any regard. What was hilarious, though, was that the movie Pixels itself, the promotion for it was actually taken down off Vimeo themselves. So their very own trailer of Pixels, the movie, the recent one, got taken down by their own security company. So
that is hilarious.
So what a really horrible part of this is that the notice that you received. So one person says the notice we received says that this is strike one, which we do not accept for the aforementioned reasons. It also says that for Vimeo to accept to return the video online, they have to give their name, address, and assortment of statements. The project told Vimeo in a response. So I'd suggest filing a counter notice. Mark from the company responded, and then, quote, "This is in the hands of our trust and safety team, and unfortunately, our support team cannot help you with this issues." So they say, sorry, folks, apparently you're on your own.
Oh my God, that's crazy. I mean, totally crazy. I mean, you know, it's like saying a copyright notice on Ice Age or something. You know
yeah,
I mean? Like everyday word, right? Everyday word. Wow.
And Pixels is oh my God, it's so ubiquitous, you know.
Yeah, in the digital tech world, yeah. Jeez. Christmas.
All right, Greg, let's talk about smartphone batteries. What's up?
Oh man, this is interesting. We always talk about security. So, you know, there's like one a week of security or privacy thing that someone writes about out there, right? So anyway, thanks to The Guardian, Alex Hearn, a good writer for The Guardian, for this. So a little known feature, HTML5 specification, means that websites can find out how much battery power a visitor has left on their laptop or smartphone. And security researchers have warned that information could be used to track browsers online. So it goes back to this battery status API, currently supported by Firefox, Opera, and Chrome, which was introduced on the World Wide Web Consortium, the W3C, they call it, in 2012. So it's a fairly old API, spec, or API. And so ideally, a website or web app can notice when a visitor has little battery power left and switch to a low power mode by disabling extraneous features. So basically, a lot of those things, when your phone's about to die, it'll say, at least on my AT&T smartphone, it'll say, we're going to switch to a little bit more battery saving mode to use, so you can maybe figure out how to plug in something to charge your phone here or something like that. So, but what they're saying is that the information that a website receives is surprisingly specific, containing the estimated time in seconds that a battery will take to fully discharge. And what's more, that those values can only update every 30 seconds, meaning that for half a minute, a battery status API can use to identify users across all websites. So at least the websites. So I mean, you Adolfo know this a little bit better than I am, but I was kind of like surprised that they're starting to find these little crevices and holes, because you can't specify something to the nth degree, right?
Right.
And I'm just amazed by a lot of this stuff, because I think, there's smart people out there, and if there's a hole or a nook or a cranny, someone will find it, right?
Yeah. There's so many possibilities and vulnerabilities, et cetera.
Yeah. So
for the benefits of our technical life.
Yeah, so even your smartphone battery life can invade your privacy.
Crazy,
folks.
I know, crazy.
Yeah, I know. So anyway, let's go to the speed round. What's this brilliant AR application that you found?
Yes, well, now there is a company called Scope AR, and they've developed a remote AR, a brilliant augmented reality app. An app that allows an offsite expert to see what you're seeing, then overlay arrows and text guiding you to manipulate the correct elements to fix the darn thing, whatever it may be. If you have no idea what the hell they're talking about, let me play this video here for you guys. Apologies.
Nice.
And so you get a sense right here. This guy is holding up his iPad, and there's someone on the other end, an expert. The expert on the other end is saying, hey, you got to do this. He's circling this particular data center that you should work on this. And the guy's walking around. So the expert's on the other side. The guy holding the iPad is not doing this. The guy holding the iPod is doing, what he doesn't know to do, So you can see, so you can see the benefits of this. There's someone on the other end of this app. See that guy. So that guy's the expert saying, hey, do this.
He's the guide. Oh, I see.
Yeah, he's the guy. He's the expert. And he's telling this guy, you need to do this and that and this and that, or the whole place will blow up or whatever. So it's really neat and fantastic. You can see below, the super smart app can allow an expert working on more things more complicated than sewing machines to, is what he's saying, in many places at once, vastly increasing organization's repair and maintenance effectiveness. And with the humor involved too, he says, you can imagine how great this could be for your parents, your elderly parents or grandparents. You could help them with use the internet or whatever.
That's cool. That's kind of like that. I mean, it's the modern day remote, right? Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, remote share. So
yeah. How neat is this? Like, so thanks to Core77 for this. And his name is I don't know.
He's a good guy though.
Good guy. Thanks.
Good guy.
Thanks for the story, brother.
Good place, man. All right, let's get them behind. Hey, so Netflix just started to become the most family-friendliest place on earth, above Disneyland. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, thanks to Business Insider Nathan McAlone about this. So Netflix announced this week that you'll now, if you're an employee at Netflix, you'll have unlimited time with no burns for a year.
That's right. That's right.
It was nothing, when they went on to say it wasn't really anything dramatic, but it just saves the paperwork switching a person if they wanted to have more time beyond 90 days to go back onto disability or state pay. It turns out that, when you become a fairly big company, that paperwork causes HR,
man. Yeah. The
time, right?
Yeah.
I mean, right. It's the way it is, right? To deal with, how to switch you over. Well, they're just saying now, hey, forget about it. You want to come back part-time? Great. You want to come back semi-part-time? Great. You don't want to come back at all for a year? Great. I mean, they were really, I thought that was really a game changer in the HR side. I'm glad a big company like Netflix did something like this. So anyway. Yeah, it's great. Speed round.
All right. The next story. Hey, who's we posted this on Stalker too. Get your weed delivered to you by drone. A company called Trees. Trees.delivery. You text Trees to 415-319-6482, and your personal cannabis concierge will be in touch with you shortly. Let's see here. Drones. Yep. And yeah. Going to share my screen here again. I apologize. You got that? Can you see that, Greg? Yeah. All right, so here we go. So cannabis plus drones equals amazing. We featured this on Stalker recently. Here comes your weed in a box, and boom, it's dropped down. There you are, and there's your, he's looking for some medical satisfaction, I'm sure. And there you go.
It has to be medical.
Clever little delivery service. It depends where you live, whether may or may not be available in your area. But very interesting that this is sort of this is all happening. We got delivery. The future is here. Drones. And I just thought it was funny there.
I know that was hilarious. Drops from the sky just magically.
Yeah. All right. Speed round.
Okay, let's go to Samsung and Boxee. Well,
Boxee.
2 years ago, I think we talked about this.
I haven't heard about Boxee in a long time.
Yeah, we talked about this. I think when Samsung bought it, and I think when we talked about it, it was like,
right. I forgot they even bought them. Wow.
Yeah, the coming. We were thinking like the coming of the smart TV, right? Well,
back then,
that coming is gonna take a long time now. So yeah. So thanks for The Verge.
That's what he said.
Nathan, I knew you'd get to that turning point. Nathan Ingraham of The Verge at verge.com. So anyway, Samsung bought it about, I got it, 2012, I think they were saying, and 2013. And according to Variety, Samsung is laying off the entire Boxee team.
Wow.
And pulled the plug on them. So,
wow.
I think it's a common story of buying a company and nothing to show for it.
Just smother them out. Yeah.
And I never used Boxee, but it was just an interesting thing that
I really liked it. In the early days I used it. It was really cool. Very innovative for their time. Very strong. I believe it was an Israeli tech team.
Yeah, I see a lot of these happening. I mean, I think there's a site that tracks some of these acquisitions. I'll have to look it up and introduce it to you guys on one of these shows. But yeah, they go through like dead apps. There's a site that like just tracks dead apps or something like that. So it's just like, you could kind of like filter through there and find out what's been pulled its plug, but cool. I don't know. This is just a common thing in the corporate world, it looks like. Anyway, speed round. Ooh, hackers and skateboards. Oh, we were just talking about personal devices.
That's good. So yeah, so everything seems to be getting hacked lately, right? They showed the car that was getting hacked, and this is an example here of electric skateboards getting hacked here. Yep. And you know what that has to do with is that little device that you have on these electric skateboards that are really, and actually other type of devices, they use these hand units. You see the gentleman with a little unit in his hand right there that he's talking about, and it's connected via Bluetooth to the skateboard to accelerate the skateboard, to even stop the skateboard, to break it, and to reverse the skateboard. You can do that as well. And that's with all that hand device. Well, they figured out, oddly enough, this guy was riding around in a neighborhood one day with a lot of Bluetooth around, and his board just stopped on him all of a sudden. And he's like, what the hell? Have I been hacked? And no, what it had to do with was all the interference of all the Bluetooth, right? And it was affecting his board. And so he leveraged that in order to create a hack, which they will be demoing at DEF CON, to how you can stop anyone's particular board, and even put it in reverse. And the dangers are obviously, obvious there, that you can do this. So what they found in what seems to be a growing trend or realization is that a lot of these communications are not encrypted. And that seems to be the norm, right? So the board to the Bluetooth communication from the handheld controller to the board itself is not encrypted.
It's hilarious, that video.
Inject, although it's actually more difficult to do than you would guess, because where they found it to be most difficult is in exactly the scenario I illustrated earlier, is when you're in a busy area that uses a lot of Bluetooth and you get a lot of interference. It's difficult to, and thanks to Wired for this particular story, it's difficult to, it's difficult to pinpoint the exact board you want to get. Not only that, you only have like milliseconds in order between when the handheld device and the board lose communication to do everything that you need to do, sort of take over and accelerate it before the handheld device and the board reestablish a connection. So it's not 100%, but you can get away with it. And not only that, you can get away with it. They've found, depending on conditions, up to 30 yards away, which is quite significant. So very interesting. There seems to be this trend now. I know a lot of this Philips Hue lights, a lot of people were upset because there's the new Apple HomeKit, I believe, that's been released, that all these people who bought these Hue light things and a lot of this home automation stuff, you're going to effectively have to rebuy your hardware, because a lot of that stuff does not use encrypted connectivity, which Apple is requiring. Smartly so, actually. It was kind of stupid for everyone to go out the door without encryption and communication of all these things, because you could be hacked. You could overtake the communication of all these things fairly trivially.
That's cool. Wow. I saw one of these electric skateboards the other day at one of the events I was at, and I was talking to the guy, and it's incredible because it makes a lot of sense. I mean, if you go on manual power, it'll just recharge the batteries. Makes sense to me. Go downhill, recharge the batteries, and if you're on a slight incline like we just saw, you could just go straight up. I mean, it was cool. You know,
Well,
I mean,
it's crazy too. I mean, you see people in the middle of traffic. You know, there's that really famous Casey Neistat, the video blogger, and he's always riding his electric skateboard through traffic in Midtown Manhattan. You know what I mean? And threading between cars. And if someone, or he accidentally runs into the wrong Bluetooth connection or interferes with it, you could be like really in a bad way, you know?
Oh, yeah, totally. I mean, the Bluetooth is cool for certain things, but I'm not sure it was really made for this whole real-time type of engagement that these motion type of devices require.
Well, whether it's Bluetooth or not, just encrypt your developers encrypt your communication, whatever it is.
Yeah, at least at the very minimum, right? Yeah, I think it's interesting. Someone told me the other day, when you're, as an aside, that if you're on some of the old Bluetooth standards, it's totally encrypted, right? So
yeah,
that's another thing too. Find out which standard you're on too. So
yeah,
but anyway,
it's a learning process.
Cool. Totally. Anyway, let's go to let's see, my tip. Oh yeah, my tip. I think my tip's here. Shoot, I know we were going with such a good role here that
here I'll jump in. So my tip is Flo Lum. Last week we talked about my pick was the Instant Pot, which is a pressure cooker, fully electric pressure cooker, which the most recent Instant Pot, it's a pressure cooker, has a Bluetooth connectivity and an app where you can create these recipes just by a click of a button. They're sort of scripted already. So for all you techies out there that can't cook, this thing is brilliant. You literally throw it all in one bucket. And just to recap what the Instant Pot is, instantpot.com. You throw it in this pressure cooker thing, and it sounds scary that it's pressure cooker, but it's not. Believe me, there's safeguards galore, and these things are totally modernized and awesome and easy to cook. Nice. So you throw all this stuff in, you close the lid. There's scripts on your phone, for an app for the Instant Pot, and you just from various people who submit recipes, press the button, and you're good to go. That's it. You throw the food in, literally close it, and boop, and you're good to go. And when you open it up, you have an sick meal, as an awesome. So my tip to you is this person who I believe her name is Flo, last name Lum. I think that's her name. So flolum.com. And what she's done on YouTube, she has a channel, and she's one of the first people that I've seen online, and I suspect someone that may be adding to this type of world too, is several of these Instant Pot recipes. You see Instant Pot throughout here, and they're fantastic. And she also has script or recipes in the app itself. So go check it out. Super easy. They're really fun to watch. Very well produced. And so check out Flo Lum. It's YouTube, and do a search for FLOLUM, Flo Lum.
Good job. Wow. Saving time in our busy lives. Anyway, yeah, I'm ready to share the next one here. So,
Greg is ready.
Yeah, we got, yeah. I was born ready sometimes. Anyway, Sweeble. So we interviewed Jason Zuccari of Sweeble. And we actually we were introduced to him last year when he had another social sharing app called Bubaloos that actually paid you for likes, right? So now Sweeble hopes to redefine likes. And so if you look at the title there, social app brings teddy bear hugging to photo video sharing. And what I meant by that is, instead of actually just pressing the like and just, okay, I know Adolfo, I'll just like a couple of his crap so he can like me back, and we're all good friends, right? Well, they have this really cool app that actually allows you have to hold the picture or video with your finger, and this heart grows over time. And that actually, by the amount of time happens, your engagement is measured by the amount of time that you actually like and hold the photo or video. So that's why I call it teddy bear hugging. So they're ready to redefine that, and they've had some crazy number with their beta users so far of like 35 days of someone holding a thing in there. So it's basically the temporary of kind of like a Snapchat to a permanence of Indiegogo. So anyway, let's go to events here, man, my friend.
Very macho. That's a very macho story. Thank you, Greg. So this one, yeah. So here we go. Dreamforce, you guys. As you know, it's Dreamforce. It's September 15th through 18th in San Francisco. 36 days left to register. Check it out. Insane speakers, Benioff, of course. You got celebrities. You got developer. You got, if you're a marketing person, business person, designer. This event is so gigantic. Probably one of the biggest in San Francisco. And the Foo Fighters are playing, for God's sake. You know, this is crazy. So it's really for everyone. It's almost for everyone. Educators. I can go on and on. And especially if you're interested in any sort of SaaS things, register now and you get $400 savings until September 14th. Go to Dreamforce, just salesforce.com/Dreamforce. You'll find it, or Google Dreamforce, Jessica Alba. I could go on and on. It's crazy.
Oh, man. Nice. You're going to be there, right? I'm going to be there.
I'm going to be there.
Whole Nerd Soccer crew's going to be there, right?
Yeah, my man.
Well, talk about being there, which is an old movie, right? No, just kidding. Oops. Did I get the wrong one?
Hey, Stitch!
yeah. Did we get Stitch on there? I'm sorry. I'm like, Social Greg is...
I'll save Greg while he's doing this. So you guys, another event coming up here is the PR Summit. Our friend Sean, Sean helps with this event, a different Sean. August 11th through August 12th in San Francisco. Again, this time at the Children's Creativity Museum. It is the PR Summit. It's at the PR Summit in San Francisco. The agenda here, let's see, and speakers. You got a lot of really cool speakers here. Holmes Group, Dell for Entrepreneurs, Edelman, BAM Communications, Ogilvy, Moonshot. We go on and on. Very interesting. If you're a PR person, you want to be here. You want to network with these people and find out what's up. A great deal of information, of course. It's going to be super cool for all you marketing and PR types. prsummit.org, prsummit.org.
All right, cool. Okay, I'm ready finally.
Woohoo!
Finally. Anyway, we got the Stitch SF launch party, which Nerd Soccer is kind of media sponsoring. And what Stitch is a app for 50 and olders. It's the match.com of 50 and olders. Well, they don't really want to say that, but it's basically to look for your companion, not a date necessarily. And, you know, and they're claiming it's totally different for people 50 and older. And, you know, of course, I don't know that, but
just please stop saying 15 older. Okay.
Oh, okay. Sorry. But anyway, the tickets are still available. It's today. So, it's a Sunday, August 9th. And I don't know if you guys are going to be watching this telecast, but if you're watching it live,
then you're there.
Right. You're watching it live.
Look forward to going, hopefully, to the next Stitch event, you guys.
Look for our producer, Mickey Heitzman, and your own Social Greg there will be doing interviews. And, you know, when all those 10,000 people watching this telecast live or podcast live.
And that's only one country.
Yeah, that's right. But anyway, please, if you're 50 and older, they'll be checking your ID at the door. So if you're not 50 and older, just go to Outlands or J-Pop Summit.
Or go to another bar. Yeah.
Anyway,
all right. Well, on that note, man. Guys, please watch us, Nerd Soccer. You can see us on YouTube. Give us a thumbs up on iTunes. Give us a 5 stars if you could. It'd be wonderful to get any sort of ranking. And follow us on all the things and all the stuff. And we are there. So I am at Nerd. Actually, we are at Nerd Stalker on Twitter. I am at aferonda on Twitter. And Greg, how about you? How do we get more information about you?
Hey, you could email me at socialgreg@nerdstalker.com, or you could just tweet at me at socialgreg. It's pretty easy. And, use the hashtag NRDNATION, Nerd Nation, if you want to suggest a story or other things for Adolph or I. We'll be monitoring that hashtag. Thanks a lot. And, hey, we believe in tech, startups, design, and you, Adolfo, and you out there. So.
All right. So long, everyone. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.